Welcome to Agenda Edina, a program summarizing the actions taken at City Hall that affect you most. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty. A new accessible pedestrian bridge over Minnesota Highway 62 will include switchbacks rather than elevators. The current bridge, which does not meet Americans with Disabilities Act standards, was built in the 1960s and is owned and managed by the Minnesota Department of Transportation. The bridge is an important piece of infrastructure connecting the northeast and southeast parts of Edina. It is a critical connection for pedestrians and cyclists to safely access Roslyn Park and its amenities, including the Edina Aquatic Center. The bridge was significantly damaged in 2022 when it was struck twice by trucks traveling on Highway 62. The second collision resulted in the closure of the bridge for most of 2022 until expensive temporary repairs were made in January 2023. Since that time, the city and MnDOT have been in discussions about replacing the bridge. Funding for the project has been secured with a successful state bonding request and MnDOT funds. After almost a year of community engagement, staff recommended a steel truss bridge with compliant access ramps be constructed.
We're looking at a steel truss bridge to span the entire highway and the frontage road of 64th, which you can see in the background. Using a steel truss bridge gives you that flexibility to just span long distances. We can get rid of that pier that's in the center of the highway, open up that space for MnDOT for any future highway expansions that they may have.
Cost to build the bridge with switchbacks is about the same as building it with elevators, but the difference in maintenance costs is substantial.
You're basically building two buildings on each side with HVAC, security, lighting, and then there's opportunities for stuff to happen in those buildings that you don't want to happen when you got people using them. So the maintenance 8 times more expensive, and the real big one is how are we going to remove snow from the bridge portion between the buildings. So that was a huge thing, is the cost. We would have to have special equipment. We couldn't use our typical big equipment that we do on sidewalks.
The City Council removed elevators from consideration and directed the engineering department to research higher quality architectural pedestrian bridges for future consideration.